Hi, good morning or good afternoon. I'm not quite sure. It's just now today's a little bit different. I'm on my iPad rather than my iPhone due to technical difficulties. So it's Kim Dunn here from Positive Young Minds. I'm a psychologist and founder of the business. So today I just want to have a little chat with you about teenagers and reading. Two things. Well, I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the favourite teenage books in our house, and I'm a bit of a young adult fiction junkie, so I've read all of them, and I do like to try and read the books that my kids are reading. Now that they're both a bit older, I don't tend to do that as much, but certainly when they were younger, I found it really good to know. We can't always do that, so another thing I'm going to list underneath in the comments is a link to a site called Common Sense Media. They have lots of books and lots of DVDs, which they rate. Now, you mightn't agree with their rating, but they do go through and list whether there's any violence, language, sex, some of the themes. So you can give that a little bit of a check out if you're not sure about some of the books that your kids are reading. You can also ask the librarians at the public libraries. They're a great resource as well. So the first book that's on the top of my pile, The Recruit. Now, I love series books because once your kid's hooked, they'll keep reading and reading. It's a bit like Diary of a Wimpy Kid. They read the first book, they get hooked, and they go back and read. So this is great. It's action-packed. It's about young kids who get recruited to spy and do lots of exciting things for their country. And yeah, it's a fun, enjoyable read with plot twists. So that's a good one. Another one on top of the pile. I know, it's a favourite. And it has really become a classic. I have lost track of the number of times that I have read Harry Potter. And I do know there are some people out there who never have. So if you haven't or your kids haven't, start with the youngest version. Read it aloud. It truly is, quite a beautiful series. Narnia. I'm just going to race through a few here. Rick Riordan. So there's a couple of different series that he's written, and they're you would have heard of Percy Jackson. So they're about gods, Greek gods, Roman gods, different sorts of gods. So we're throwing a little bit of classic mythology in here, good versus evil as well, a little bit of love interest, not too much, and just an all-round good read. City of Bones, which is one of the books from the Mortal Instruments series. So, good versus evil, very classic traditional themes with fantasy bent. And you'll see I'm pretty big on fantasy. And The Ranger's Apprentice. Once again, lots of books in the series. And good versus evil, which a lot of a common theme is, but in a way that's enjoyable for the kids. So that's just a handful of the books in our house. Oh, hi, whoever has joined me live, great to see you. Great to know you're there. Swipe left to see who is viewing. I'm trying to see. Not really showing me, but that's okay. So what I was saying is I have a bit of a concern with some of the books that our kids are asked to read at school. I have found that there's often a lot of dystopian fiction. For example, The Hunger Games is a classic one that they often that I find some of my kids have to read. And that's pretty heavy. So you could argue it's good versus evil in a way, but the theme in the book, it's quite, and I love the book, I love the series, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of, not much hope in the book. And I'll just maybe consider what your kids are reading at school. Are they books they enjoy? Is there any hope in the books? Are they all really heavy books? And sometimes you might have to have a conversation with the school if there's things in the books are going to trigger your kids. So I suppose there's 3 rules I have when it comes to books at school. Number 1, try and read the book that's on the book list yourself, so you know what it's about and you have a think about how your child might react to that book. Number 2, if you don't want to read it, for whatever reason it is, see if you can watch a movie, because a lot of the books have movies with them. But don't let your kid watch the movie until they've read the book. Really encourage them to read the book, but after you have an idea of what the book is about. If you don't want to do it, sometimes you might have a relative. I mentioned in one of my other vlogs that I was really lucky. My mum read one of the books that my child had to read at school and had a discussion with her about it. So use the resources around you. And the third one is check out the link I gave you. Check out the Common Sense Media link. Have a look at some other links on the internet and see what the book's about. And that way you can prepare your child just for the general themes that are in the book. Because some of the other, I'd be interested to see, maybe, write a comment down. What sort of books are your kids reading at school? Are they finding them enjoyable? Are they triggering them? Are they finding them really heavy going? It's an interesting one. Also, if there's a book your teenager is reading and loving, share it with us. Always interested in new ideas. So that's about it for today. Tomorrow, I'm going to maybe talk about some parenting books that may be useful or not, and some books about parent mental health and child mental health that we can have a little look at. Hope you've enjoyed this short vlog today. Please feel free to comment, and if I'm going to post some photos of some of the books that we enjoy in our house as well. So that's all for me. If you believe, like I do, that it takes a village to raise a child, please share the video with other parents you know or are interested in reading. And yeah, and then together we can help grow wonderful adults. All right, bye for now. I just have to find the finish button. Oh, there it is. Bye.